Good afternoon. Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. We're doing another video on Final Factory. An early access game. I think just say like he's done like 3 updates on it. So by the time this is released, I'm sure there's been more updates on it. As it's constantly being improved on. So what you might see by the next video could change quite a bit from video to video. So we'll see how it goes. But so we last left off. If you haven't watched the first video, just doing some initial building up. So basically, what we're wanting to do is set up to where this is producing. Sorry, this here is basically producing a miner bot recipe, and miner bots can then replace the one that we have on the locations here. So after about 150 uses, they disappear. So you do need to build them as the game progresses. Otherwise, you'll stop mining stuff for you as well. But in this case, this one's probably full. So I'm just going to pull these out just so they continue doing stuff. These, because this one yet doesn't currently have an outlet, because we're not building anything off of it, so it's not getting rid of any of its resources. So it just makes the stockpiles for us. But we're gonna get a bunch of extras just for the time being in case we have to build our own stuff. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do research asteroid sites. So this basically starts up the research stations. And as you can see with this little video here, these are really good for like demonstrating how to build what they're asking you to do. Kind of giving you a little demo of it. So in this case, you put like the research next to the asteroid itself, and that pretty much allows you to get additional research points. So you can gradually start to build on it as well. So start mining. I already did this one. However, so we can get the research points. This research station near an asteroid. So this one has a bit more infrastructure, so we're gonna build down here. Next thing we want to do is build another strat too. Let's put this down here just so we can find them later. So it looks like it's not pulling power from the rest of the building. Okay, we'll just give it its own. There we go. So next thing we want to do is add research bots. This basically just allows us to automate the research part. So I'm going to get a couple of these guys. And at some point, we have more of these going as well. also build another ship assembly. Yes, I'm running this for research spots. So that'll be one of the next tasks I'm going to do. So I guess I'm going to produce research bots from ship assemblers. So it should be a little bit more fun because we have to build the entire setup. What does it actually? So this needs 6 low density structures, which this section up top is building that. Also needs AI controller circuits. Should come from the brownish one. These ones. These are blue. This is smart. So green and orange. So orange is this one up here. Is it? Orange is up there. I believe green is down here. So with that, what I want to do next. It's going to be something I need to make. So I do need at least 2 of the. I do need 2 of these. I also need 2 printers. We also need the heat sinks. We're also going to need some solving. What's the thing that we most have? This one. This one. So we're almost built the first thing. We need to put this on the side. For that is so we can put the heat sink here. I need to put panels on the other side of it. We just put a single tunnel here. Oh, so AI circuit controller also needs these as well. So it is going to be a bit more than just one singular thing. Which is actually okay. This is partially why we're using these little robots instead of the big flying ones. Because the big flying ones are a little bit more limited because they have to go from one rally point strictly to the next, but we can do. I think you can make these intersect with each other. Like I'm pretty sure they can fly past each other, so it kind of opens up a little bit more space. I'm pretty sure you can do that with the big ones too. But I just figure we do this style. farm. Okay, so that's you need to pull stuff from. These ones are already building. Obviously, so this has to be AI controllers. I think it can go through. Because if they can go through that conveyor belt, yeah. So this, it is a long track. Effectively now we're using this to pull the orange ones all the way down. Now that said, now we don't have a place to just pull resources if we need them. So that's something I just personally like to have. And that's not going to work. I guess because this cargo is also attached to it. Needs to. Yes, we use the little cargo thing, so we make a little bit of space here. Okay, with that, we now are making AI controller circuits. So that is our first step. The other part of this low density structure. So the next question is this keeping up with production? So it looks like they are running a little bit extra there. So what we might actually do is pull straight because this shouldn't be running through too much. Right, so next step, so we already have this. So cargo here, cargo there. Swan, let's go down. don't think we need an outlet because it'll just fly over to the gate. So that part is fine. Next thing is research bots. So essentially, we went through this entire process in the second line just for purposes of building research bots. That's the complicated thing. So do we need the big structure? You can't attach it to the actual. Okay. I think we're gonna have to go to the big box. It might attach itself to like this storage here, which is fine. Okay, so we did. So that's basically going through the research structure document building menu. Find a research structure without mining bots or build a new research structure. Click on the research structure to open the building menu. Click next. Take care of research bots. You can also destroy by holding right click on the fleet. Okay. So if you want to destroy some of the bots in there, for example, if we don't want these research bots, or if something else is taking up too much space, so we can basically just right click and destroy them. Okay, that's good enough too. That said, it will take a little bit of time for these to rebuild. So I think with optimization, which is obviously where things are probably going to go from here, I would probably want to. Well, I guess once these are going, it may not be as big of a deal, but since we've destroyed our entire fleet, it's sort of it'll take a little bit of time for that. So in the meantime, I'm going to build two of those. Some more of those. We're going to give it some time just to build some research bots, which will take a while. But I think once they're all built up, it'll take a while for this stuff to build, but at the same time they don't get destroyed very quickly either. So I think it should work out. Alright, so next one. There. There. This one. Next thing it wants us to do is automate that production. We might actually do a quick buffer to I think once we kind of get those going, hopefully this machine here should be able to keep up with it pretty well. Capacity 204. That one should be 422. Okay, so now that all our research bots are going, the hope is from here, we don't have to worry anymore about those, because this should gradually restock those as well. But, yep, so next thing is building another one. Let's see what we need for this. So we're just building a small ship core, which would be green. Surprisingly, we haven't used anything in blue yet. I think it'd be good if like some of the early recipes kind of different types, but I guess this kind of helps people kind of get these two going together pretty well. This early part of the game. I guess what we want to do is obviously we're going to end up using the short version. I want to probably go to here. Let's build some more of these because we're going to use just a few more. Okay, so to build paths, I should start with figuring this one. Small ship core. Somewhere. Alright, so okay, so after going through a few things here, um, we need to get these assemblers. So assembler is the thing that allows us to make the small ship core recipe. So I don't believe the things we had could quite do that. So basically these atomic printers, they kind of just make like really basic recipe stuff. We're going to get rid of that one. Whereas the assembler does more complex stuff. So for example, we can start actually building more specific parts if we wanted to mass manufacture things. Like if we wanted more assemblers, or like for example, it wouldn't be too bad if we actually started making like cargo holds, because we're probably going to fill this entire screen up with cargo holds at this point. Yeah, just permanently make cargo holds and the inserter bots. Just lots of them. So that's going to be what we're aspiring to. Just lots and lots of both of those. But anyway, so with that, now that we kind of know what direction we're going with on it, we might actually shift this one space. And the reason is just so that one does not possibly block the other. And then up. Then up. So for now, let's start building here. So we'll just see what we can do with that. Alright, so what we know is we need the assembler. And of course that will need electricity. Let's put those on that. So we need a heatsink because it's now telling us it might set itself on fire. So that'll be our next step. So put that on there. Okay, now with that, we know that we are wanting to build small engine core recipes. And for that, we're going to need a little bit of green and a lot of orange. And I think because this is going to be a large stockpile location as well, because this one goes straight into here, so this is basically the last step of its production. We are going to end up stealing from this cargo. Now, don't get me wrong, this is probably all going to end horribly for me, and everything's going to be so badly a mess later. So, not really planning super long term on this one, but later on we can always go through and kind of see about fixing things up and making it a little more pretty as well. But otherwise, we're just going to keep fitting more stuff within these sections and see what happens. And we're going to try to basically use these as our backbone for the entire build. Is a lot of inserter bots. So, with that said, We are now actually, let's do this. Yeah, I figured that might happen too. Okay, so we probably need the big box. Unfortunately, these big box things are taking up a lot of space in places that I'd rather be able to fit more other stuff into. And now we need some of these. And don't get me wrong, the smarter play for all this would probably be just to link up a lot of this stuff, but that would make too much sense. So what we're gonna do is do all the things that we're currently doing and just see if we can make it happen. So yeah. Oh no, we need low density structure, so we messed this all sorts of up. Yeah, so that's gonna be a problem. Okay, so lots of fixing things because we certainly messed that up just a little. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of overlapping even more stuff. Well, I guess one question is, can we fly over that? Oh, yes, we can. Okay, see, it all comes together somehow. Again, not going to tell you guys that this is an optimal plan. It is simply a plan. And then, lastly, ship is in there. Also, more electricity. I guess that is always going to be a thing. No, let's put you over here. So for this, we need small ship core. Oh wait, I think I messed things up again. I sure did. Oh, I messed things up in a pretty big way, actually. So let me fix all that real quick. Okay, so with this, it looks like a mess, because it kind of is. We have sort of resolved it. We're just putting the final touches on what looks to be a massive mess, and try to clean it up just a little bit here. It's 3 power. Let's put solar panels everywhere then. That's kind of how this is going. So, we had our first problem, which was we needed orange and green down here. So we built a whole tunnel network and a bunch of bots coming across, and eventually that got them down here. Of course, green was already there, so that wasn't a big deal. And that goes into here. And then, of course, we also got these moving down, so that's gradually shipping those down as well. Seems like our main limiting factor will be the controller chips on circuits, but we'll figure that part out later too. As of right now, It is constructing them just fairly slowly. Alright, so next step is I guess getting defense platforms. Alright. It's most likely going to be one of these icons that we have not messed with yet. Just on the safe side, let's make sure it's not in our defense platforms. Okay. And because we're using the pathways and stuff, it is using a good bit more electricity than it normally would, which is okay, but nevertheless. Now, in our case, though, we are playing in a somewhat peaceful mode, so it won't be as big of a deal, but I'm sure that these would be very useful, especially in a setting where you're getting attacked pretty consistently. But I figure since we're kind of doing more of like a how to play video, and you can watch me poorly, figure out what I'm doing, and most likely not really optimizing things as well as it could be. But we're going to keep kind of going with this setup for now, just to kind of see what we do with it. But that said, so we should have some defense platforms now. How far? Okay, so this is about as far as we can go before we run out of space with our gate here. So let's put another one up here. Okay, so for all these we need 2 panels. So let's go build a few of them. Alright, so I think at this point, this is probably very slowly manufacturing because I need 3 controllers, 5 low density. So we'll definitely need to go through and optimize things. Don't get me wrong. This is obviously a terrible plan, or we just keep building a very similar structure and just make it much larger. And just do it through sheer force of will, I guess. One of those two will happen. But anyway, so at this point it is doing our defenses as well. So that said, that will be our progress we are going to show on this particular video. So I believe on this one we basically set up the second assembler to do research, built out the research locations. And we started to kind of build out this massive network. As I said, give it a few more videos. This is all going to look way worse by that point. Because I assure you, I'm probably not going to start really optimizing things until much later. If I do that, I may just keep building more strands of everything, maybe a few more mining locations. And, I don't know, we'll see what happens. And then we also did the bat protection. So like this will help optimize putting more defenses up as well. But since we're in mostly peaceful mode, probably won't be too big of a deal on that. Um, Otherwise, thank you all for watching the second video in this series, and we'll have some more coming pretty soon. As I said, these videos could be changed quite a bit by the time they're released, because there are lots of updates happening. And they're happening fairly rapidly. Like I said, today there was 3 of them, so I mean, um, everything could change by the time the next video comes out. So, if you did enjoy the video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, check out their Discord. You can kind of see what progress they're making already and some of the adjustments they're making to the game. As I said, thus far, it actually looks like a really beautiful game. As the game progresses, I could really only see things getting a lot nicer and better. Because even with the short amount of time that I've been in that Discord with them, they have certainly put in a lot of really cool features, even within that very short span of time. So I know he's working pretty hard on making sure, it's a pretty good game as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a good day.